Happy Memorial Day, everybody. I hope you're getting to enjoy it as much as I'm about to enjoy it. But I still wanted to make sure we got our Bearcats Daily going for today. And then, of course, we got the American flag swim trunks on, sandals. We're about to go out and enjoy our Memorial Day. So we take a moment, though, to have this weekend because of our brave men and women that gave the ultimate sacrifice for our country. Without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we have done, and that is have a free way of life. It is our 250th anniversary as a country coming up, so this Memorial Day especially, you know, thank you to those who have paid that ultimate price for our freedom. And of course, to our current men and women, first troops, first responders, just thank you for everything that you do, and we'll make sure we celebrate every one of you for as long as we live. We live in the greatest country in the world, and it is an absolute honor and privilege to be here. And if you don't like it, leave it. Anyway, a bit of a rough weekend, as we all know. We had to deal with our Bearcats getting knocked out of the Big 12 tournament. Um, Arizona State does get the win, unfortunately, 10-2. Yeah, it wasn't a good game. Period. It was probably the worst game the Bearcats have played in months. And it wasn't just, one thing. It kind of was a bit of a struggle in all aspects of it. Arizona State 10-2 final score. Excuse me, sorry about that, y'all. Arizona State 10 runs on 12 hits, 1 earned run given up. UC 2 runs, 6 hits, earned runs. I'm sorry, guys, I can't read at all. We're in holiday mode. Arizona State had 1 error. 10 runs, 12 hits, 1 error. UC 2 runs, 6 hits, 4 errors. Now, here is one of those things where I talk about that let us down in this game. The Bearcats, with those 4 errors were in the first 3 innings of the game. Okay, so right off the bat, we start off bad, 4 errors, first 3 innings. To probably the best offense in the Big 12, you can't do it. You can't do it. Plain and simple. A lot of errors, just honestly, just boneheaded, just misplays that honestly I don't think happen in other situations, and we're going to go over why I think we started off so slow. UC left the bases loaded twice in the first and the third inning. So we left 8 runners on. 11 runners were left on base in the whole game, and 8 of those were in the first 3 innings. That's not winning baseball. Ryan Turinsky has a double in the first inning in the second at-bat of the game. Gets an RBI by Derek Pitts. Derek Pitts knocks him in. Derek Pitts would have 2 hits in this game. Same with Christian Mitchell. He also had 2 hits in this game. There were, 6 walks by Arizona State pitching. They gave up 6 base on balls in this game. So we obviously had opportunities, but like our gloves let us down, we just couldn't get the hits in clutch situations, which wound up being a factor in the game. So again, another piece that just wasn't coming, clutch hitting. Nate Taylor pitched 3 innings, gave up 5 runs. Only 2 of those were earned. Unfortunately, he just wasn't getting help from his defense. I don't think he pitched that bad. I was actually pretty impressed by it. But unfortunately, the bats of Arizona State were just too much. Big 12 Player of the Year Landon Hairston for Arizona State has a 2-run home run in this game, and Matt Polk would also add on a solo shot as well. So, not just an all-around struggle for our Cats, and I don't blame anything specifically. Obviously, every aspect of the game we struggled. Pitching, obviously, with the errors, I think it's more on the error side of it than bad pitching. But hey, life goes on there. I'm really wondering, though, and I said it before, I believe it was Thursday or Friday, one of the two. I did not like the late start time, 11:40 Eastern. No matter how long you prepare, no matter what you try to do to get acclimated to that different time, your body is still going to have issues with it. We were the 3rd game of the day. Now, for those who grew up and played like travel ball and did those weekend tournaments where you play 3 or 4 games a day, when you get to those later games and you're sitting because the schedule's behind and things just aren't going, quickly to keep in rhythm, that does play in an effect in your preparation. Now you're going to say, well, it does it for both teams. You're correct. But Arizona State is out there. They're used to the time change. Our Cats, even if they got out there, a week early or whatever, they still have an adjustment period with their body clocks. And unfortunately, I think that played a very big factor in this game. I think the late start time really affected our Cats more than we care to admit. I'm not making excuses for them. I'm just pointing out a simple fact that for just preparation and the routine, because there's a lot of routine in baseball. On days that I would be starting, if I was on the mound starting, I had an hour to an hour and a half pregame routine every single time on what I would do. I would get there at a certain point before the game, do my routine, get into my warm-ups before going to start on the mound. Most baseball players are the same way with their pregame routine. And when you are sitting around waiting and not knowing when you're going to get to start and things like that, it does play a part in how the game goes. Again, these aren't excuses. I'm just simply pointing out what goes on with athletes, because remember, they are people. They're college students, young, I'm going to say kids, young adults that, there's a routine built in that unfortunately is just hard to overcome sometimes. So, I don't blame anybody in particular. I think this was just an unfortunate situation. I'm going to look at it as a positive, though. They got a little slap in the face on that. UC's going to get a bad taste in their mouth from this, and hopefully take this into what is going to be an amazing NCAA tournament. Every projection I've read, every website, every TV show, whatever you want to call, all have UC pretty much as a 2 seed in these tournaments. I haven't seen anything below a 2 seed. We're definitely not hosting a regional in Cincy. It's unfortunate, but we can dream, right? So we won't be seeing a College World Series regional here in Cincinnati to be hosted, but they will be playing at a regional somewhere. I'm going to mark it down now. I'm really thinking it's going to be somewhere in Florida or North Carolina. Chapel Hill, they might be where North Carolina is if they host a regional, or Gainesville, Florida was one of them, and I think there was one other Florida location that they were looking at as well to be a possible to be the 2 seed in that regional. But I didn't really see, out of all the ones that were kind of shown in the projections, I personally did not see anything to where I'd be concerned for our Cats. I think that the way they're playing ball in a very deep very tough Big 12 conference, I don't have any concerns about who will play. It'll be an exciting tournament for sure. And hey, our Cats are playing postseason. And it doesn't matter if it's football, basketball, baseball. We have our school, UC, playing in the NCAA tournament in their sport. So it's awesome. I'm happy to hear it. Love seeing it. That will come out today. You're looking at about a noon start time. Yeah, it'll be the selection show will be on ESPN, I do believe, coming out at noon. They'll send out everything. So here shortly, we'll know for sure where UC is going to be playing their regional, and we can kind of go from there. So we'll talk more about that tomorrow for sure. It'll be an exciting day. I hope you all are getting to enjoy your holiday, but make sure we'll take 15, 20 minutes and obviously watch the selection show, see where we end up, who we get to play, and hopefully we'll be talking about a trip to Omaha soon. So, very, very exciting. We're just going to kind of end today. It's a holiday show, not going to be in here super long today. There is talks of a possible merger between the ACC and Big 12. They're struggling to keep up with the revenue, especially the television and media revenue that the SEC and Big 10 generate. So there are talks of possibly combining in some way, shape, or form to kind of help generate more revenue between the Big 12 and ACC. The Big 12 does want to bring in some schools out of the ACC because I know they're struggling right now. There's lawsuits and different things going on in the ACC, so we may in the near future see some schools move over like Clemson or Florida State to the Big 12. It's not set in stone. It is a rumor, but I think you might see a merger, some more teams moving around, especially now that the Pac-12 is trying to reinvent itself and get new teams in Eastern, Western Conference or divisions in that conference. That'll be an exciting, very little development as time goes. So we'll see if this comes to fruition. I'll keep you all up to date on that. The The Big 12 is leading the push with the Big 10 to move to a 24-team football playoff format. I hate it. I hope that doesn't happen. We don't need that many teams in a college football playoff. We really shouldn't even have expanded it in the first place. I'd be okay with 8 teams max. 8 teams, play it out, because no matter how you look at it, no matter you say these teams deserve a shot, you're right. They probably do. But let's truly be honest about what we're looking at here. You get a team, let's say they're going to be a 16 seed playing in Alabama. Now, can any team beat anybody on a given day? Absolutely. There's always a chance. But with that being said, historically, these smaller schools getting in don't win. I know Miami made a deep run last year. They were a low seed, but they're a Power 4 school. It should be able to compete with those teams. Now you bring in James Madison, you bring in, Boise State. It's not the same. Yeah, great for them. They're going to make a little extra money for the school, and they're going to get a little TV time. But you're going to get walked off the field. Sorry, that's what's going to happen. Time and time again, we've seen that. So, I don't like it. I hope we don't expand it, but the Big 12 is leading that push. SEC wants 16 teams, but the Big 12 is helping the Big 10 to get that push for 24. Also, Louisville, Pittsburgh, and NC State are also on the docket of possibly moving to the Big 12 with the ACC issues. So a lot of teams, a lot of good teams. It'd be cool to have the Keg of Nails rivalry come back between Louisville and UC. Be good to be in the same conference again. Good battles there. I got a chance growing up when they were in the Big East. Saw a lot of Louisville UC games back in the day. Of course, they didn't have the Keg of Nails for basketball, but still, that rivalry reignited, especially for basketball, would be great for the Big 12 if they come back. Very excited. Less than 100 days till kickoff. We've gotten into the double digits. It'll be here before we know it. In the meantime, it is a great day to celebrate our servicemen and women that gave their lives for this country. Go out and enjoy yourself today. Please be responsible and stay safe. And I hope to see you all bright and shiny happy Tuesday for our next show. Enjoy yourselves. Have a good one, y'all.